3 more questions. We're looking at 60 points still up for grabs. Question number 18, who am I? I am chairman and founder of India's number 3 software services exporter, Wipro Limited, which has a cash chest of $500 million and is looking for acquisition opportunities, notably in Europe. Who am I? I do miss the sounds of quick buzzers. Ta-da. All right, 8 seconds is counting down. Talking about a chairman and founder of India's number 3 software services exporter. Well, the correct answer really is Azim Premji. Azim Premji we're looking at. All right, the second last question now for who am I? We're looking at this, the Indian government. Yes, Team A, finally. Music to my ears, yes.
Mr. A.S. Murthy.
Once again, please.
Mr. A.S. Murthy.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. And we do have a penalty point of 5 points deduction. Now we're looking at Kiran Karnik.
Oh, we're supposed to steer it.
Yes, sorry about that. Well, that's all right. We will move on to the next question. And in fact, let's have another question, okay? We're looking at actually 20 questions. So now we're looking at number 21 questions altogether. We'll scrap that. Sorry about that. If we could reinstate the 5 points for Team A, please. All right, we move on to the next question. Who am I? I recently stepped down as president and chief executive of Al Zora Bank to take responsibility for the bank's exposure to the subprime loan market and a string of soured investments, including a $500 million bet on finance firm GMAC. Who am I? Any takers? Not at all? Step in the dark? Yes? GMAC? We're talking about President and Chief Executive Al Zora. Yes, the correct answer that we're looking at is actually Federico Sacasa. All right, now we do have one last question. My apologies. One last question for who am I? Let's have it. In a very short while, the final question for this segment. I resigned from position of top enforcement officer at the Securities and Exchange Commission due to criticism that my unit failed to detect and prosecute improprieties on Wall Street among mortgage companies, the nation's brokerage firms and powerful investment advisors and hedge funds that led to the financial crisis. Very long para there. Who am I? Any ideas? I resigned from position of top enforcement officer at the Securities and Exchange Commission due to criticism. 8 seconds counting down, and the time is up. Well, the correct answer that we're actually looking at is Linda Chapman Thompson. All right, and that concludes our segment A of Who Am I? A look at the movers and shakers. And as it stands now, Team A, we're looking at 60 points for them, and Team B at 120 points, almost 100%, actually 100% ahead of Team A. Well, we still have Team B. Yes?
The judges, we have deliberated, and we said that although we give an extra question for that mistake, the arrow will still stand, so the minus 5 point will still stand.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to defer to the judges' decision. So we are at minus 5 points, making that 55 for Team A. All right. So there we have it, a conclusion of segment A called Who Am I? Now, as the score now stands, we do have quite a big gap to close, and the next segment will see this happening, I hope. Okay, the next segment is called Lone Ranger. All right, Team A, a very nice young lady there. And your name, please?
Chong Li Yue.
Chong Li Yue.
Yes.
We move on to the first question now, Lone Ranger. First question, who is the president of Indonesia? 8 seconds counting down. President of Indonesia. 8 seconds is up. Okay, we're actually looking at the answer, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. I always love saying his name because it's just a cute ring to it. Yudhoyono. All right, so that's the correct answer. No points deducted as well, even though you haven't got the answer. So question 2 now, we move on. Now, how many stocks are there in the Straits Times Index of stocks?
I'm afraid I have to pass that question.
You have to pass the question. Going to give it a skip. Well, we're looking at the answer 30. There are 30 stocks in the Straits Times Index of stocks. All right. Moving on to the third question. I hope you gained 10 points for Team A for a start. Okay, now the question is, what is the name of the CEO of JP Morgan? 8 seconds, counting down. JP Morgan, the name of the CEO.
Pass.
Give it a pass. All right, the time is, the buzzer is up as well. Jamie Dimon we're looking at. Jamie Dimon is the CEO of JP Morgan. All right, we move on to question number 4, Lone Ranger. Listen carefully. Now, which Nobel Prize winning economist featured in the Business Times Raffles Conversation series is regarded as the founder of behavioral economics? Talking about your textbook here, sort of, for the
Okay, I'm just going to give it a try. Joseph Stiglitz.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Well, it was a good effort, though. We have to take 5 points off for Team A. We were looking at the answer, Daniel Kahneman. That's right. He is regarded as the founder of behavioral economics. Okay. Now we move on to the 5th question. We're halfway through now, Lone Ranger. Listen carefully. Now, which Chinese leader said, "It doesn't matter if the cat is black or white, so long as it catches mice"? Absolutely correct. Deng Xiaoping. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. 10 points to Team A. She's gotten those scores back. Deng Xiaoping. I think in Chinese there's something like, 不管它是黑猫还是白猫，只要是会抓老鼠的猫就是好猫. That's what they say, right? All right. Question number 6, Lone Ranger. Who is the chairperson of the U.S. Federal Reserve Board?
Ben Bernanke.
Ben Bernanke it is. Well done. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Team A, 10 points to them at 70 now. Climbing back nicely. All right. Question number 7. All right. Lone Ranger, this is it. Which U.S. brokerage firm cum investment bank was bought by JP Morgan after it almost collapsed in March 2008? Once again, I'll repeat my question. Which U.S. brokerage firm cum investment bank?
Bear Stearns.
Bear Stearns it is. Well done. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Another 10 points to Team A. Well done now at 80. Bear Stearns is the answer. We move on to the 8th question for Lone Ranger. All right. It is, which institution is the watchdog of World Trade Arrangements? Watchdog of World Trade Arrangements. 8 seconds, counting down.
World Trade Organization.
WTO it is. World Trade Organization, well done. 10 points to them. Team A now at 90. All right, now we move on to the second last question. All right. And it goes like this, simple. Who is Surin Pitsuan? Surin Pitsuan? 8 seconds, counting down.
I'll pass.
You'll pass. All right. The correct answer, Surin Pitsuan, is the Secretary General of ASEAN. All right. Okay. No penalties there. No worries. Now, the final question for this segment, Lone Ranger, it goes like this. Okay. You've got to give me 2. Name any 2 of China's big 4 state-owned commercial banks. I'll repeat that. Give me 2 of China's big 4 state-owned commercial banks.
ICAC and Bank of China.
ICAC and Bank of China.
ICBC, I'm so sorry. ICBC and Bank of China.
All right. That's within 8 seconds. We'll give that to you. Absolutely correct. 10 points to Team A. Well done, Lone Ranger. That's 100 points now for Team A. Well, 2 of China's big 4 state-owned commercial bank is indeed Bank of China and ICBC, but we're also looking at China Construction Bank, Agricultural Bank of China. So Team A, if you may return to your counter. At 100 points, that's actually very good, because now we're looking at a 20 points difference. Now Team B, you'll take over the fiery hot seat. What is your name?
My name is Paul.
Lone Ranger. Are you ready for your first question?
Okay.
Excellent. Now, the first question. Who is the Prime Minister of Thailand? All right. Time is up. We're looking at Apishit Vechachiva. All right. So that is the correct answer. No worries. We've got 9 more questions to go. All right. Lone Ranger. Your second question goes like this. You've got to name all the members of ASEAN. There are 10 of them. Okay.
Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, and Thailand.
Could you run that by me again? Sorry.
Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Vietnam, Myanmar, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore.
Excellent. That's right, the 10 members of ASEAN, well done. Lone Ranger, 10 points to Team B, now at 130, okay?